and we will tell you that anyway, let's wait and do this. So you've got another son, an older son, haven't you? 4 years old.
Yes.
Tell us about your life leading up to this tragic experience.
Well, Wyatt, he's almost 4. He'll be 4 in January. He was born January 24th. That's the day I became a mommy, and it was the best day ever. And life was good. I was married, had a great husband, had my boy, but never felt complete. So Wyatt turned 1, and I was like, why not? Let's just try this again. So we got pregnant right away, and that was with my Lily, and my whole family was coming together. I had my son Wyatt, I had my husband, I had my house, I had everything. It was kind of, all my puzzle pieces were fitting together.
So, and let's describe your life a bit more. So your husband's a paramedic, and you were happily married?
I was married. It was like every first year, because we got married right before Wyatt was born, because Wyatt was kind of our oopsie baby, but life happens. So we got married, and it had ups and downs, because when you're young, I'm only 24, he was 25. It had its struggles, but we came together. We got through everything together, and that's what made the family strong, because any struggles that we did go through, we did it together.
And obviously your husband being paramedic, you were both pro-vaccine, into vaccination. Wyatt was fully vaccinated?
Yeah, Wyatt's fully vaccinated. As I haven't seen any issues with him. He's all boy, hyper, into everything, drives me up the wall. But I mean, that's my crazy country boy. So I mean, it's just, I did because I went to college but I never graduated. So Derek was the brains of the family. I was just the stay-at-home mom. I followed what my head of the household, my husband, told me to do, and he got his shots like on his 4-month, 2-month, 6-month.
This is Wyatt we're talking about, yeah.
Yep, he got his shots on his birthday. Like his 1-year shot he got on his birthday. Like we were there religiously. Like that's just what I trusted my doctors. I trusted my husband, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay. So you're pregnant with Liam, you have Liam. Did all go well?
Because I ended up, my placenta started separating, I did end up having him a little bit early. And he stayed just a few days extra in the hospital, but he came home perfectly fine. Like
How early was he?
36 weeks.
Okay.
So it's not too early, but it was still just enough to cause caution. So, but he was fine. Like the doctors, he was okay. And he breastfed perfectly. Once I got him home, he gained weight like super quick, because he was born September 26th, which was yesterday was his second birthday, would have been his second birthday. And like it was, everything just kind of felt right.
So he was presumably vaccinated, Hep B at birth, all the usual stuff, and still seemed to be progressing well.
So seemed to do well. He was on the small side. He weighed 6 pounds 10 ounces when he was born, which isn't super small, but compared to what me and his daddy are, that's little. So, but he was doing good. By his 2nd month baby visit, he already was gaining weight rapidly. The doctor said I didn't make milk, I made cream, because he was so chunky, and he got big. Like he looked like this tiny little thing. And as every day he got a little bit bigger, a little bit better, and he was absolutely perfect.
Alert and everything.
Yes, he was so.
All right. So he's developing healthily. When we have a video of him, don't we? Do you want to show everybody the video? This is a video of Liam at 6 months old, the morning.
It was at 3 o'clock when I took this video in the afternoon.
So 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's the last video you have of your son before he passed away. So I want you to see how healthy. Many of you have seen this already because it's been on Facebook. I know I certainly did, but let me just take that for a second so I can just zoom in. So this is how he was just before he passed away. So as you can see that he's full of, he's so alert.
He's so full of life.
Yeah, he's laughing. He's cuteness. So you took that at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then what happened?
Then, like, we took him home. We got released. On the way home.
You took him home from where?
From his doctor's appointment.
All right, so let's go back to the doctor's appointment. So you go into the doctor's appointment, and what happens?
Like, they checked his weight. He weighed almost 19 pounds. He was almost 30 inches long. He was happy and alert. I actually have his 6-month record right here. And
do you know what time of the day? Because you took that at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and what time of the day did you have his vaccines?
The vaccine was probably 30 minutes later.
So 30 minutes after you just saw the footage of how he was, what does he have?
He says he's healthy, his plan to be back at 9 months, starting to sit up, routine well, transfers objects. Like, it's everything.
The good old 9-month check.
This is the 6-month check.
6 months, sorry, I did apologize, yeah, 6-month check. Starting to sit, rolling well, objects. Okay,
he was 26 and a half inches long.
All right, so, and what vaccines was he given? Do you have a list of those vaccines?
I have, starting from the front, on 3/26, he got his hepatitis B.
This is just after we saw that video. Mm-hmm. This is what he got. He got a hepatitis B.
His Tdap, on the 26th as well, which is the combination. He got his polio, his rotavirus, and if you flip it to the back, he also got his pneumococcal.
All right. So he gets those vaccines, and then what happens? So you take him home.
I took him home. He fell asleep in the car. He was just tired, I guess, just exhausted. We got home. It was about an hour and a half, because it's a little ways to a doctor's appointment, and I had to stop by the store. Got home. He was a little bit fussy. He just wasn't happy. And the only time he's fussy is when he was hungry. So I tried giving him some Tylenol, just to kind of, because what the doctor says, if he acts fussy, if he's not feeling good, give him some Tylenol. So I gave him Tylenol. Still was fussy. I was trying to cook dinner, so I put him in his bouncy chair in the living room, just to let him bounce, play a little bit, and he just was not satisfied. He was just not himself. He was fussy, he was whiny, and nothing that wasn't satisfying him. So I stopped dinner, and I ended up nursing him, because that was what made him happy. He ate and fell asleep. Well, I went to go lay him down, and I went to load the dishwasher, and when I went to go check on him, he was already gone. Like, I walked past, and it just didn't look right. So
he's fussy, and you tried to nurse him. You couldn't. So you put him down in his crib.
Yeah, he fell asleep nursing. He
nursing.
Did eat.
Okay, he fell asleep nursing.
Mm-hmm. And I laid him down, and he fell asleep. So I just kind of laid him there. He was perfectly fine, and I went back to the kitchen, clean up dinner, do what I got to do. And when I went to go check on him, it wasn't even 10 minutes. He just didn't look right. So I went, Lily. And normally he's very alert, like he's a light sleeper, so he jumps. Nothing. So I went to go touch him, no movement. And when I picked him up, his arms, his head, everything just fell. He was completely cold. He was already gone. And I was at my in-laws at the time, because we were having dinner over there, and I just screamed. Like, I screamed for my father-in-law, because he was a first responder. He was a volunteer firefighter, lieutenant, everything like that. And he instantly started doing CPR. Like, I ran to him with my lifeless baby. I remember holding him like this, and his head was just drooping, and his arms were just limp. Like he was already gone. And so when he started doing CPR, like, I can just look. He was in my in-laws' bedroom, like right in their entryway, and he's just laying there doing CPR, and there's, like, I guess milk from his stomach was coming up from him doing the CPR, but there was nothing. We called 911. I tried getting hold of my husband, like, because he was at work. He worked night shifts, and I'm just freaking out, like, what do I do? Like, there's nothing that I can do. And I walking around trying to get someone to help. Like, and it took 45 minutes for our emergency contact, for the firefighters and paramedics, which are less than 2 miles down the road from us, to reach us. But I give credit to my father-in-law because he did do CPR the whole entire time. He tried, but it's hard when he was already gone and there's nothing they could.
All right, so then when the ambulance comes, what happens then?
I was in the other room and I was just freaking out, and then finally when I walked in there, by the time I walked back in there, they already had him on, like, in the ambulance. They had 4 guys in the back of the ambulance doing trach tubes, trying to work on him, and I hopped up in the front, and all I could see was a wind, like, look at my baby laying on the stretcher, no movement, no nothing. Them having the ventilator bag, trying their best to work on him, but there was nothing.
Did you at any point, I know you must have been in complete shock, say he had the vaccines, how many hours after?
It wasn't until the next day. Like, they asked me, like, what'd y'all do? Like, because whenever I went to the hospital, they already had people in there, and it felt like it wasn't even 20 minutes, and they told me that he was gone.
But what about, did you mention the vaccines that he'd had?
Later on, when I was talking to the nurses, and because Child Protective Services, whenever something like this happens, they're automatically there. And a detective was there, and I was telling them everything that they did, but they just kind of, okay, he got a shot, so well. Like, that was nothing. It was just kind of, okay, and he got a shot. That's what it was. I don't know. It was just kind of
brushed aside.
Yeah.
Did anyone in the medical profession at any point acknowledge that he'd had his shots before this happened?
No.
Have you ever shown that video that you just showed us and told this story to a medical professional?
My nurse practitioner of Liam's, she gave me her condolences but she never really registered that it was, because she was there. They knew about it. They were my friends on Facebook. Like, I've had the nurses and the nurse practitioner as my friends on Facebook, but no one ever really acknowledges that was it.
Has this been reported as a vaccine injury?
I reported it to VARS, and other people reported it to VARS, but nothing has come from it. So, what has happened since Liam's death is that it's... After Liam died, everything just kind of fell apart, because after losing your kid, you lose a piece of yourself, and I guess everything, just my happy, perfect little family that I had, completely fell apart. My son now has to go has 50-50 custody with my now ex-husband.
So that's one of the things that has happened since Liam's death, is that the marriage has broken down, which and him being a paramedic maybe doesn't see things the same way that you do.
He doesn't see the same thing I do, because in a discussion, he mentioned he would rather sacrifice his son for the greater good as the whole. But why should my baby, my perfect little pumpkin, have to die? Because, I mean, I know other people's kids are out there too, but other people's kids are getting damaged too. Why does my baby have to die for the greater good?
Your baby should never have died, and I mean, I'm sorry that your husband feels that way, ex-husband, and I'm sorry your marriage broke down. I'm sorry that this happened to you, because this is exactly what happens, just one set of needles and devastation all around.
And you think you're doing what's best for your kid, what's the healthy thing, and that healthy thing ends up taking everything from you. That one decision, what you thought was a good decision, ends up taking all of it. Because I didn't just lose Liam, I lost my marriage, I lost partial custody of Wyatt, I lost me, I lost the joy of being a mom, because I'm not the same mom that I was before. Things change, everything changes, and it's not fair.
No, it's not fair. Right, so the other thing that's happened while since the death of Liam is that you've lost a lot of family support, and yesterday would have been
his second
would have been
birthday.
Liam's second birthday, and Brie organised for all the family and people to come around and release balloons, and no one showed. So
we're going to have a little release today.
So we've just ordered some balloons and they'll be here at 1:30. We've got a bit of ways to go, so we'll come back on Periscope and film that with you guys later. So you guys on Periscope, join us at 1:30 and join us in marking Liam's second birthday. I'm gonna actually hand over this microphone to Bryce now, because there's no coincidence why Bryce is on the bus right now. We've had yesterday, as you saw, devastating deaths, and again now today for poor Brie. I just want to show you one photo. How old is he here?
He was 4 months old there.
So here he is. Can you see that, Bryce? You in on that? Look. And you saw that video of him. That video is actually on Facebook, so if you want to see it again, go back and check it out, because it's the cutest. You know, he's so alert. He's just really.
And I have tons of videos of him on Facebook. That's one thing. The joys of being a stay-at-home mom, I got to video and take pictures and just enjoy life with him. And that's one thing that I was blessed. I may have only got him for 6 months, but I'm glad I got him for that long. I'd love a lifetime with him, but I'm glad I got 6 months.
It was one strong 24-year-old mum. I'm telling you, you're a good. I'm just so sorry. We're all so sorry that this has happened to you. But I hand you over to Bryce.
Okay.
And then we're going to go and sign the bus.
Okay.
And then we're going to wait for 1:30.
Okay.
And then we're going to do that. And we're going to mark his second birthday.
Okay.
Right. Thank you for sharing your story. I know it's been so painful for you.
Thank you.
You can sign it anywhere. You can sign it on this side, on the other side, anywhere you like. And what number is it?